All right, this is Unit 6, Lesson 3. We're going to write some story problems. So to give you your opportunity to write your own word problems. And we'll also show equations using fractions and decimals to model the product. So what I mean by that is when we think about 3 times 5, it really means 3 groups of 5. So over here I have drawn out 3 groups of 5, right? 5, 10, 15. So we know 3 times 5 is actually 15. 4 divided by a half means how many halves are there in 4? So if I take my whole 4, right, my 4 circles, and I cut each one of them in half, then I can figure out how many halves there are in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 halves. Okay? So now we're going to actually just apply that kind of information to some story problems here. We're going to draw the pictures to answer these and write a story. So 2/3 times 3. It's like saying, oh, let's say a recipe calls for, there's no I here. Do a little erasing there so my spelling's correct. About that. Calls for 2/3 cups of sugar. So to make my writing is sloppy this morning. 3 batches how much sugar is needed? We need 6/3 or 2 cups of sugar. Okay, again, you could draw this out and represent it with a drawing. Those are fairly equal. And then think about that I need 2/3 of that. So if I chopped it into thirds, oh, that was a little squirrely. I would need this one and this one, right? Again, if I chop this one into thirds, I would need this one and this one. Chop this into thirds, I would need this one and this one, okay? So 3/4 times 1/2 equals 3/8. Let's say 3/4 of the kids in class play sports. Of those, right, of means times, half play soccer. So altogether, 3/8 of the kids in class play on the soccer team. Okay, we could represent this again with a picture. I'm going to cut this in half first, right? And then I'm going to take that half and I'm going to cut that into making 8s. I'm going to have to do a little adjusting. My pieces aren't quite the right size. That looks better. Okay, and then I'm going to shade in the pieces, the 3/8 of each half. So the 1, 2, 3/8 of half, right? 1, 2, 3/8 of half again. Okay, and now I have my 3/8. 2 divided by 1/4. Let's think. I have 2 apples. And I'm going to cut each into quarters. How many pieces will I have? Well, if I have 2 apples, I'm going to use a circle to represent my apple. I know they're not perfectly circular, but that gets you the picture. And then I cut them into quarters. Well, a quarter is a fourth, right? So if I cut them into fourths, it'd be like going like this. So how many pieces do I have? I have 8 pieces in all. Okay, so those are picture representations to represent story problems. When you guys come to class, you're going to write your own story problems. We'll see you then.